In the days when judges ruled, a great famine swept across the land of Bethlehem. Elimelech, a man of Judah, took his wife Naomi and their sons and left for the land of Moab, searching for hope. In Moab, the family found a new home. Elimelech's sons grew up and married Moabite women, Orpah and Ruth. But tragedy struck. First Elimelech, then both sons died. Naomi was left in deep grief with only her daughters-in-law. One day, Naomi heard that the Lord had blessed Bethlehem with food once again. Her heart stirred with longing to return. Naomi prepared to leave Moab. Orpah and Ruth walked with her toward Judah, their hearts heavy. Along the road, Naomi turned to them.
"Go back, my daughters. May the Lord be kind to you."
They wept together. Orpah kissed Naomi goodbye, but Ruth clung to her with a love unshakable.
"Where you go, I will go. Your people will be my people, and your God my God."
Together, Naomi and Ruth journeyed back to Bethlehem, unaware of the story God was still writing. The town stirred as Naomi returned. "Could this be Naomi?" the people whispered.
"Call me Mara, for the Lord has dealt bitterly with me."
Ruth, with quiet courage, offered to gather grain so they could eat. She entered a field, not knowing it belonged to Boaz, a kind man of noble standing. Ruth gleaned humbly behind the harvesters, her eyes low but her heart lifted. Boaz asked, "Who is that young woman?" His heart stirred with compassion. Boaz spoke gently to Ruth, blessing her for all she had done for Naomi.
"You have comforted me, and spoken kindly to your servant."
Boaz invited her to share a meal, bread dipped in wine and roasted grain. Ruth worked until evening. Boaz told his men, "Let her gather freely." That evening, Ruth returned to Naomi, her arms full and heart hopeful.
"Boaz, he is a close relative, one of our family's redeemers. My daughter, shall I not seek rest for you, that it may go well with you?"
Ruth washed, anointed herself, and wrapped in a fresh cloak as twilight fell. At midnight she came softly, uncovering his feet and laying down.
"Who are you?"
"I am Ruth. Spread your garment over me, for you are a redeemer."
"Fear not, my daughter. I will do all you ask. All Bethlehem knows your virtue."
Before sunrise, Ruth returned to Naomi with 6 measures of barley in her arms.
"Wait, my daughter, until you know how the matter will turn out."
Boaz went to the town gate and sat before the elders, ready to do what was right. When the closer Redeemer heard Ruth was part of the deal, he gently stepped aside.
"You are witnesses this day. I have redeemed all that was Elimelech's."
And the elders blessed Boaz, saying, "May your house be like that of Perez and Tamar." In joy and reverence, Ruth became Boaz's wife, and a new chapter began. The Lord granted conception, and Ruth bore a son, heir to a greater promise. Ruth and Boaz knelt in gratitude, hands entwined, their hearts lifted in praise. They called him Obed, servant worshiper, destined for a line of kings. The women cried, "Naomi has a son!" And joy returned to the one who had lost so much. The whole town rejoiced. Naomi's arms were full, and her heart even fuller.
From bitterness to joy, the Lord has not forgotten me.
Ruth stood beside Naomi, love shining between them like morning light. Obed, Jesse, David. A royal line begins, written by the hand of God. Ruth walked the fields, unaware her quiet faith would echo through generations.
You restore what was lost and more.
Boaz labored with joy, leading with honor, serving with strength. Each step Obed took, Ruth's laughter lifted, hope made real in tiny feet. Around the fire, Naomi's voice wove wonder into Obed's growing heart.
May your house be fruitful, and your name be remembered forever.
They stood together at the edge of tomorrow, hand in hand, hearts at peace. Ruth walked away from everything she knew, into the unknown, led by love.
Where you go, I will go. Your God will be my God.
Under the canopy of stars, heaven whispered, a story was unfolding. Quiet acts of kindness, seeds of blessing sown in secret. Hands covered in flour, hearts full of joy, family reborn in simple moments. Peace rested softly on a child and a lamb under the eye of God. Ruth's joy spilled into little hearts, teaching generosity with every grain. They watched life dance again, in the laughter of a child and the wings of butterflies. The scroll moved forward, from David to Jesus. The fields whispered his name. The harvest was holy. In the stillness of night, Naomi's whispered prayers rose like incense to heaven. Ruth read the sacred words slowly, letting each promise fall deep into her heart. With patience and strength, Boaz sowed more than barley. He sowed wisdom. In every braid, a thread of gratitude, woven between love and legacy. Ruth moved through the garden with joy, blessing her home with the earth's gifts. Laughter returned to Naomi like rain to dry land, soft, healing, abundant. In the glow of morning, Boaz lifted his hands, not just for grain, but for grace. Every word Ruth spoke carried warmth, planting truth in Obed's little heart. Obed's tiny hand touched more than her face. It touched years of sorrow and joy. Together, Ruth and Boaz guided little Obed, each step a promise of a faithful future. In the quiet of night, Naomi watched over her blessings, Grace asleep in peace. With gentle hands, Ruth gave what she had, and in return, gave dignity. Boaz built more than fences. He built trust, kindness, and quiet strength. In the glow of memory, Naomi saw her beloved, forever alive in her heart. In the still waters, Ruth saw who she had become, faithful, transformed, and free. Tiny hands folded in faith, Obed learned to speak with heaven. Joy rang through Bethlehem. Laughter, light, and love filled every corner. Under heaven's stars, Ruth and Naomi rested, souls woven by sorrow and joy. From Ruth to Obed to Jesse to David, the scroll kept unfolding toward a king. Seasons passed, but love endured. Ruth and Boaz walked hand in hand, aging with grace. Side by side with his father, Obed learned not just how to harvest, but how to live with honor. Naomi's stories lit a fire in Obed's heart. Wisdom whispered through generations. In quiet prayer, Ruth gave thanks, not just for what she had, but for who she had become. At the table of love, laughter was their feast, and peace their portion. With a soft smile, Naomi shared the story of love lost and the God who never leaves. Each flower in Ruth's hand was a gift of love for the woman who never let her walk alone. With trembling hands, Naomi passed down her blessing, full of peace, full of God. Tears fell, but Ruth stood tall. Love had shaped her, and hope would carry her. And time, like the wheat, moved forward. Obed now walking his own path under the same faithful sky. A new cry filled the home. Jesse was born, and the legacy of love lived on. From sorrow to joy, Ruth looked back and saw the hand of God in every step. The town once touched by famine now thrived, blessed by faith and watered with grace. Her name became a story, told with reverence, lived with purpose, remembered in honor. Obed, Jesse, David, each name a thread in a tapestry only heaven could weave. And from that line, in a manger of straw, came a child, the hope of the world. The fields whispered peace again. God had restored what was once lost.
I was a stranger, but he made me family. I came empty, but he filled me with life.
Loyalty, faith, redemption. The story of Ruth lives on in every heart that chooses love.